BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula One fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Welcome along then to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, Season 7, not Season 8. I had to quickly change the title. It is Round 9 is what I do know, and it is another fast-paced, action-packed Grand Prix around Jeddah. I'm not sure if I can take much more action after Sundays and Mondays races. Good gracious me! I think DRS was only enabled in the lap 17, lap 18 last night. We had four safety cars in the opening in the opening 14 odd laps or so. It was incredible to say the least. And of course, a very warm welcome to a debutant tonight of Milky Damper. I love it. That's a fantastic name, and that's really going to tickle me, isn't it? But anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? Let's go for the drivers and constructors first. So before we do anything else, um, hang on, where's it gone? 1 second. Oh dear. Oh, there it is. I got really itchy here as well. Right then, your drivers and constructors looks like this. I've just bit my tongue. Ow. Brooksy leads the championship by a very slender 3 points then from Jay Hings in second position. Kiki in third position then. Is he going to gate crash the top two? And the top two just trying to score as many points as possible at this stage of the season. I don't think Kiki has that plan, does he? He wants to get in there and win as many races as possible. We heard last week, though, that Kiki doesn't really want a pole position. Every time he gets a pole position, he doesn't win. That seems to be the thing in every championship, apart from Silver, where, of course, Magic's has got 7 pole positions now in like 9 races. That's absolutely redonkulous. And just walked away in the second half of the race last night, didn't he? As there was absolute carnage behind him. Smith Almighty, a very disappointing race last time out. Down in 4th position now. Steering wheel issues, I think, for Smithy. Slayer in 5th position, returned to form last time out on 69 points. Nice. 6th position is Serious Mushroom, 52 points. 39 points for Sickers Mike. Cass Out, 36. Marsky, 33. And Dynamo Dan on 30 points then. That is the top 10 mode. Everyone in the championship has now scored points, so fantastic stuff indeed. Duncan Dave on 26, 24 for FIFA BP, then Styles on 11, 3 for Vintage, 2 for Scuba Stew, 1 for Winnie, Rocket League, Swanshanks, and Cars. As we've got a train of cars coming out of the pits there. Constructors, McLaren leads 88 points in front of Williams. McLaren have been superb, haven't they? We saw about how Haas started in silver, but goodness gracious me, McLaren have just been ever consistent so far in this championship. Great stuff. Third position is the Alpine team, 16 points away from the Williams team, 104 points already off the championship lead. AlphaTauri on 81 points, 70 points for the Ferrari team. Red Bull 62, 58 for Aston Martin, 50 points for Alfa Romeo, 40 points for Haas, and Mercedes on 23 points. Is that it? That is it. Let's get on with the show, shall we? As I've done all the pleasantries and stuff. Let's get on with it, shall we? And well, what can we say about last night's race, shall we? It was entertaining, I must say. As much as we didn't see much racing, did we? Until the last stage of the Grand Prix, which was absolutely incredible. It was a very entertaining end, wasn't it? I still think the stewards are still trying to go through a lot of the incidents that happened in Silver. The gold standings the gold results has finally been locked in now. After to be fair, it's actually quite. I thought it was good. I thought the gold championship, gold standings was going to take a very long time. But no, the gold standings, as you were there, with a great win last on the Sunday for Peas, who ended Sam Swift Ninja's monopoly on the top step of the rostrum. With a brilliant win there. There's a car in front of the Aston Martin. Hopefully he gets out of the way. They do. Good stuff. Marsky on his way. Marsky had a very action-packed race in silver last night as well. I wonder if he's learned anything as we're on board the Alfa Romeo now. But yes, yes, it does. Peas and the first man to beat Sam Swift Ninja. That's over the line there for Marsky, and unfortunately that's time invalidation there for the Alfa Romeo. So we're going to stick with Slayer, but Slayer's kind of become a ghost at the moment. I think that had an issue at the same part of circuit as Marsky, unfortunately, in the Ferrari. So Slayer's going to have to go around again this time. May not be as competitive as Slayer would have liked. into the final turn. 27 turns around here, albeit it doesn't feel like 27 turns, does it, to be fair, because of a lot of these turns are not really turns, are just fast kinks. Then into the pits now comes the Ferrari. So we're going to look for our second driver out on the circuit. Six Muck is out there. Vintage is also out there as well. I'm going to stick with Six Muck for the time being. Kiki also out on the circuit as well, actually, but further back. So we'll stick with Six Muck for the time being. As coming into the very fast kink of 22 and 23. Good stuff indeed. That as a DRS right on the money. Whoops, I've just got rid of all the comments. Good luck, Bronze, and also said holla. Vintage has put a picture of Farf in there as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. Farf is shushing me. Actually, no, I was going to say, with a holla on my race last night was lap 19 where Farf got spun out there, but that's very harsh, isn't it, really? Goodness gracious me. To be fair, Farf drove a superb race, actually, I hate to say. It's Kiki's go fastest there. Six Muck down into second there with Vintage down to third. Farf had a really good race there, but I got to say, it was a tough old race out there. There was some very interesting racing etiquettes all over the championship, in even the World Championship in gold and the championship of last night in silver. Very interesting to say the least. And yes, I can't say I'm a expert driver. Far from it, to be honest. If anyone knows my repertoire, they will know that I took out my championship winning teammates in bronze back in season 3, which is why I am now chained to the commentary box. And out of the final turn there for former runner-up Dynamo Dan, then out of turn at 27. Slayer there. Good evening to you. Good evening, Rocket Lee. Hope you're well there. Great stuff indeed. Hello, Camaro. Camaro, unfortunately, had a very short, sharp race last night after I think retired at this part of the circuit here, unfortunately. Jay Hinks is back in the pits. So Jay Hinks out. 12 minutes go in this session. This is a single qualifying session. At 18 minutes to sort your time out then and get yourself a spot on the grid then for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Jay Hinks back in the pits at the moment. I'm looking to see what Milky Damper can do. Could do. For some reason I thought I said that completely wrong. So they're just finding a shortcut in the road. Then there's Brooksy just getting out of the way of one of those Mercedes there, just absolutely flying past us there. I think Brooksy there is trying to find a gap here, which is going to be difficult. Yeah, this circuit's the third longest on the whole of the Formula 1 2023 calendar. It's the second longest in ALR's calendar this season. But they're going to just trip over each other, because they just want the same piece of track, don't they? They're all greedy racers, don't they? All have the same ideas and everything. They want to be on the track at the right time, don't they, to really yield the grip that they need. That as Slayer then had wing damage there, so that's why he's back in the pits there. Evening to Goku then. Welcome for 1 week only, Milky Damper. Yo, do you know it's me, Sean? No, I didn't. So the serious question is Milky Damper. And by the way, and that doesn't affect Serious Mushroom's stats or anything like that. So it's so all that stuff continues, all that kind of stuff. Because I think New Potato raced under the name of Con 1 when he made his debut back in Spain, the first ever season of Bronze. Of course, we didn't know he was New Potato at the time. We just thought he was Con. But cool. So yeah, you can swap gamer tags as long as you can say it's you. So yeah, I didn't know that Serious Mushroom was Milky Damper. So Milky Damper or Serious Mushroom, then whatever the case may be. We haven't got the second AlphaTauri in, and I don't think we got. We're also missing another car as well, which I should have thought about that before starting that sentence. But never mind. I'm going to fall on my sword on that one. Out of the final turn comes Smithy Almighty. Can I get back on form after the nightmare that was Bahrain? Across the line there comes Smithy and goes second fastest there. And really good time indeed then. 8/10 of a second slower than Kiki, but Kiki's superhuman in qualifying, isn't he? To say the least, that is. We've just... what's happened to Brooksy? What has happened to Brooksy? Goodness gracious me. Kiki, I don't know. I'm having a bit of a Chris Kamara moment there, as I didn't even know he retired from the session. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh gosh, I don't know what happened to Brooksy. And Brooksy, whatever the case may be, 17th position on the grid, and it's a very, I'm wondering if I haven't read the stewards report, and potentially Brooksy may have a full qualifying ban then. Mainly, well, a lot of the drivers having a full qualifying ban because normally 9 times out of 10 is because they don't have any footage there, which, to be fair, is I must say that could potentially win or lose your championship. You don't really want to. You don't want to lose a championship if you ain't got no. If you ain't got no footage. But by the way, that's a finger in the air kind of guess because I haven't read the stewards report from VAR, which is shocking behaviour. I know. To be fair though, in my defence, Formula One. In my defence though. I have to watch the 100% on Wednesdays. Then Thursday was practice 1 and 2 in Saudi Arabia. Friday was qualifying, and Saturday was. So that's my defence there. I got a full itinerary. Rocket Lee then, can he get into the top 10 this week? Because Rocket Lee has had some superlative races so far, but unfortunately for Rocket Lee, he's shown some pace in qualifying. The race trim is just kind of gone a bit peak tongue now for the second Ferrari driver, but Rocket Lee does have a very quick boot, a very quick toe, doesn't he? And certainly knows how to drive a Formula One car. So hopefully Rocket League can get into the top 10 here. Here's Jay Higgs, second to the World Championship. The favourite at the beginning of the season, maybe for the championship of bronze, and him and Brooksy are certainly making an epic season of it so far. Along with Kiki, who's just outside of that top 2 battle at the moment, but a very quick customer. Kiki is there. Out of the final turn, then strategy could be a major factor in this one tonight. Then I expect safety cars. I expect at least one safety car. Jay Hings still half a second away from Kiki. Kiki is in a different time zone at the moment, isn't he, from the rest of the field then? So a 27-1 so far for our pole sitter Kiki, going for his 11th pole position of his career, which will then be one away from the joint highest pole sitter in bronze history, which is New Potato with 12. The most pole positions anyone has in a single season was actually TK with 10 pole positions, which I thought he only had 9, but he had 10 as I quickly look. Oh, it's a glancing blow of the barrier there for Jay Hings there, but he'll be coming back in the pits anyway. Dr. Drew Potts, welcome back, Dr. Drew Potts, who was the early contender for the championship last season before it fell away. Then Dr. Drew Potts, a reserve tonight then in the Haas car. Dynamo Dan then into turn 11 now. Thank you very much to Vintage. Thank you very much to Vintage as given us another membership, which is Sloth as gracefully accepted. Good stuff indeed. Then, Camero, you have a race ban, serious? No, Camero, PlayStation ban. Oh dear, serious much on the PlayStation ban. That's shocking behaviour, mushroom. Absolute disgraceful. Where's Sick as Muck? Sick as Muck, there's just starting us up, so we're going to stick with Dynamo Dan. Whoa, that was a bit worrying there for Dynamo Dan then. Good job as FIFA BP has retired from the session in 11th position there. We may not get too many qualifiers here tonight. We've only got 18 drivers in the field, which may be a blessing in disguise after last night's and nights before performance. However, having said that, as Dynamo Dan goes into 27-4 now, and on the front row of the grid there for the former runner-up. Good stuff indeed there for Dynamo Dan. A lovely jubbly. I think that some of the clips that I have seen, by the way, I'm not a steward, anything far from it, and I think that Knowlesy, Smithy, and Farf very much breathes a huge sigh of relief. Then remember that there is a driver's panel as well, so it's not just the opinion of the head steward. Then it's not just the opinion of the race stewards. It's also the opinion of Dr. True Potts is around there, but he hasn't hit the wall. Oh, he's going to the back though. That could be rear wing damage. Mr. Elite drove a superlative race with rear wing damage for most of last night, and I think he got a point in the end, didn't he? Well, Dr. True Potts, that's not ideal at all, and that's unfortunate. The second Haas car also in a bit of Volvo as well, with again an invalidation, and Sick as Muck is now into the pits. Sarah on circuit mode then, of course, with 5 minutes to go in this session there. What a Smithy Almighty got up his sleeve then. I thought he was off there, goodness me. Slayer just trying to quickly get some time. Well, no, as I was saying in about with the stewards, and of course, I think there's a steward panel, isn't there? And of course, so it's also drivers and former drivers from the steward panel as well. Then. So it's not just it's an opinion or 2 or 3 people then. It really gets the stewards results and all that kind of stuff. But I must say, I don't really know the results of anything yet, but I must say some of the things that I have seen which have been posted by other drivers, some of it's been absolutely shocking, I have to say. Of course, I can throw stones in glass house and all that kind of stuff. If Knowles is in the comments, then he'll also remember me crashing out quite silly in Japan. Albeit, I do defend myself. Didn't start off deliberate, but I did end up in the Byron out of the race then. But it didn't start off deliberate, but I was kind of head down and angry as I don't know, as angry as someone who stole my cupcake kind of thing. But so really, I can't say too much. But yeah, and it's not, I don't think it's not a lack of skill, not by any stretch of imagination, or I think some of it is just tomfoolery, to be honest. And yeah, less said about that the better, but not very happy, not very impressed by, wasn't there? But then again, these drivers are not here to be impressed by me either. They're here to win world championships. So as you were, Slayer on his way. That's my moan of the day. To be honest, if I got to moan about that, what am I going to moan about? I might moan about the Andretti bid if you ain't careful, as we all know how much that made me sore. Where am I? Kaz, hello and good luck, drivers. Here we go. Kaz also battled the elements last night. Kaz did. With, I think, 5 pit stops. Slayer is invalidated this time again. The tricky turn 22 and 23, biting the Ferrari in the rear posterior once again. And that's, you're going to be disappointed there. Oh, Smith, you're mighty. Very much edge up against, wheel up against the barrier there. 10 for a second up in the first split time. DRS right on the money. Of course, we had an incident here between Multo and former world champion Troy on Sunday, didn't we? On board with Smith, your mighty purple in the second split time then. And yes, Sarah Special is Milky Damn Project Stone. Set up, no idea how to do. Angry as a vegan fudge then. A vegan fudge? I've never even heard of that. I hope that's nothing too dirty there, Sarah Special. Otherwise, I might be cancelled again. Over the final turn now, Smith might have lost a lot of time in the final seconds there. He only improved by less than a 10th per second, which you might be disappointed by Smith Almighty. As Smith Almighty hit the limits of the car, then potentially in full fastest. But whatever the case may be, he's going to be quicker than his teammate, because at the moment it is Kaz on the back row of the grid, or is he? We've got Vintage, who is currently out there as well. Let's take a look at what's Kaz doing. Kaz is coming out of the final turn then, and Kaz is actually just starting his lap then, so I'm going to ignore Kaz for the time being. But it is Brooksy, Marsky, Scooby Stew, 15th, 16th, and 17th. Kaz does go up to 11th position now. So it is, whoa, contact with the wall there for Vintage then. But of course, Vintage is paying us a handsome sum of money. So I'm going to ignore that and pretend that didn't happen there. So don't worry, Vintage, we'll edit that out. Out of the final turn there comes Rocket Lee. DRS right on the money, across the line, and Rocket Lee full fastest. Goodness me, this man is a rocket, isn't he? Now, the question I've got is, can Rocket Lee get a good race performance? I must say that this race is going to be chaotic. It's going to be, as we're building up to this race, it could be quite processional then, but I don't think Farf will mind too much there, as I think Farf was up quite late last night doing all his reports and stuff there, wasn't he, Farf was? But maybe Smithy might repay him the favour potentially tonight then. So, in the last stage of this qualifying session, now Rocket Lee is currently 4th. Smithy Almighty is 5th, and I think that's Smithy Almighty done for this qualifying session. He is in the McLaren. Dodge True Pots is out again there. Dodge True Pots out spun, didn't he, at the exit of the first sector, and unfortunately, I'm not sure if he's damaged the rear wing or not. Remember what happened on Sunday with Percy? Percy got damage to the rear posterior of his car, and that really affected this qualifying performance. He only qualified 15th on the grid there, and still managed to make his way up to 4th by the end of the first stint there. Impressive stuff indeed there. Out of the final turn, and didn't have enough errors there. Could have been at 4/10 fast. And was Sarah. So Sarah showing his anger in the comment section as well. Car's not fast at the moment. There, a big bus has just drove past me. I hope that's not the bus I need to catch on tomorrow. Second smack then, because it looked quite rusty and old. I like the gold bus, to be honest. Second smack there starting his lap. So we've got 8 seconds to go, and here we go. It's all or nothing now. Slayer then, who we just heard about having issues then with the ERS deployment. Dr. True Pot's out as well now on a lap then. Who am I looking for? Slayer then coming back into the pits, and that is not Slayer, that is someone else. Dynamo Dan! Here he is. There he goes, and a 10th up in the first split time for for Dynamo Dan, then DRS right on the money in the Aston Martin. I feel that Dynamo Dan is back to his absolute best now, isn't he? We've seen some impressive performance last week for Dynamo Dan. I think that he's shaken off the cobwebs now. He had a bit of a up and down season last season. He missed majority of the mid stage of the season, came back just to get his eye in before getting back to competitive racing for this season. This season has been very difficult so far. When Smithy took him out in, I'm joking, when the best race he had so far is in Belgium, where him and Smithy went head to head on the final lap. And what could Dynamo Dan do? It's enough to go into second position already, and a purple final sector there for Dynamo Dan. But Dynamo Dan back to his best, I feel. Great stuff indeed there for Dynamo Dan. I'm now looking for a Haas. Which Haas am I looking for? I've got two here. Let's see what Sigismund can do first. So Sigismund, 7/10 to a second up. He's a quick cookie on one lap speed there, but Sigismund, unfortunately, only going 8th fastest, 3rd fastest for Dr. Truepots. As you said last season, he was a championship contender in car 69. Nice. Jay Hings goes 2nd fastest and 500 a second away from Kiki, but Kiki has had a bit of a shocking final lap there, and Kiki is only going to manage as well. He's not going to manage pole position. He's still on pole position nonetheless for Kiki, and that is Kiki's pole position number. You should have prepared yourself, Sean. Number 6 of the season. Yes, good stuff indeed there for Kiki. Back on pole position after Brooks was on pole position last month. But is this a poison chalice pole position this season then? Because, of course, we've had different winners from the not pole position so far this season. However, that is Kiki's then pole position in 42 qualifying attempts. So good stuff indeed there for Kiki. And so there's always light at the end of the tunnel as well. And that's also Alpine's 6th pole position as well. And Alpine and Aston Martin, the only 2 teams that have been on pole position so far this season. But good stuff indeed there. Good stuff indeed there. I thought I made a mistake there, but no, it's all good. It's not, sorry, it's the McLaren and the Alpine that's only been on pole position this season. Great stuff indeed. Right then, let's take a look at the classification before we go for a break. Before I do, actually. This track makes me rage. What wings is everyone running? As Brooksy, last the first for me. Can Brooksy do it? Well, only 11 cars qualified in that one, but Kiki pole position by 5,600 a second, which is a lot closer than what it was about 5 minutes ago. Great effort from Jay Hings. Jay Hings wants to take the lead in the championship again with his championship rival. Brooksy down in the back of the field. What can Jay Hings strike whilst the iron's hot? But Dynamo Dan in 3rd position. Great stuff. Dynamo Dan much back at the sharp end. Dr. Truepots are reserved tonight. Then is he going to cause some issues there? Rocket Lee, 600 second away, and along with Smith Almighty, Mark of the Devil, 666. Goodness gracious me. Slayer, Sigismund, Kaz, and Winnie takes the top 10. Vintage was the last one to set a time. We gotta go for a break to for our lovely sponsors and all that kind of jazz. Back in a jiffy.
BoxBox Hub is an absolute essential for any Formula 1 fan, and the entire app with new widgets, statistics, localized race schedules, and countdowns, you name it. They even have support for Apple's new live activities feature with real-time updates during a race right on the lock screen, and honestly, some of the best looking widgets I've seen.
Look at that. I'm getting good at this stream alert. Fantastic. Almost perfect time. I'm going to give myself a self high five after the stream ends, of course, because we've got some action to come up now. And look at that. We got 3 drivers on soft tyres. I'm sure we had a couple of drivers start on softs last night, didn't we? But so I'm quite surprised by that. But then again, they could be expecting safety cars or anything can happen. All right. Hard tyres for Jay Higgs and Dynamo Dan then. Of course, it's a short run down in turn 1. So that could be why they're on the harder tyre and should be should be able to defend their position there. Excuse me, I had a bit of chicken bites there. I think they're fridge raiders, aren't they? Absolutely lovely. Vintage in that position, then hard tires as well. Serious Mushroom or Milky Damper or Milky Mushroom then in 13th position on hard tires, and along with Scooby Stew on hard as well. Scooby Stew deserves some points today, doesn't he? After I think the Scooby Stew drove a superb season this season and deserves a lot more. Right, let's go for the grid. 25 laps is going to be a short, sharp race then, unless, of course, there's anything like Silver, which seemed to be forever and a day in the safety cars last night. I still can't believe the DRS was activated on lap 18. That's absolutely incredible, isn't it? Kiki, pole position then for the 11th time of his career. Jay Hinks alongside on row 1. Jay Hinks is 3 points behind the championship leader, Brooksy, at the moment. Brooksy has very much then, has had the talent, but now he is showing it, isn't he, now? Because I think that Brooksy's had untapped potential, hasn't he, since he made his debut in Cobalt a couple of seasons ago. Knowles, he loves a fridge raider. So I'm more the original Pac-Man myself, and though I am round on the original Pac-Man, and I'm not as yellow, I'm more orange. No, I like the originals better. I like the blue packet. There is a, I think there is a vegan, a vegan option, which I was horrified by because it was still in a yellow packet, but I didn't see the green leaf in the top. Oh, sugar. Let's go on with the full racial lap. Diamond down third, 4th Dr. Trupon. Rocket Lee in 5th position. 6th is Smithy Almighty. 7th position is Slayer. 8th is Sick as Mutt. Kaz in 9th position. 10th position is Winnie. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate your company in the commentary box. Makes me happy as Larry. 11th position is Vintage, 12th is FIFA Beefy, Milky Mushroom in 13th position, 14th is Duncan Dave with Styles in 15th, Scooby Stew in 16th, Marsky in 17th, who's got a problem with his go button there, and 18th position is Brooksy. Brooksy, last the first challenge, love the helmet by the way, Brooksy last the first challenge here tonight then. What has he got to, can he stop Jay Hinks there from taking the lead of the championship? Brooksy's going to have it all to do, but this is a crazy race then, anything can happen, and it normally does. Kaz has been disqualified in 9th position. We're all lined up on the grid now, preparing ourselves for the start of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. 25 laps around here. This, I think, is going to be a doozy. So we're waiting for the lights to come on. There they are. 3, 4, 5. It's a pause. And we are racing. We're racing now then, and that's a sluggish start by one of the Mercedes, I think, then. And we're going down into turn 1. Kiki is kept to see with Jay Hinks in 2nd position. Dot True Pot's already passed. Diamond Dan then. It's a bit of a pinch point now coming out of turn 2 and 3 there. So you've got to be very wary of the cars around you. Have they all made it through safe and sound? Golly gosh, they have indeed there. Good start indeed there. Milky Mushroom right at the back of the field. Kiki leads with Hinks in 2nd. True Pot's in 3rd position. Diamond Dan in 4th with Smithy up in the 5th position. Rocket Lead down to 6th. With Slayer in 7th position, Sick as Monk 8th, Kaz in 9th position, FIFA Beefy at 2 positions, Brooksy up 6 positions. Brooksy is come through the field like a hot knife through butter. He's absolutely flying off this grid there. Have a look on the inside. He is. He's got so much more grip there. Winnie might have to yield the position here. But Winnie there is not giving this one up without a fight, is he there? But Brooksy will have so much more. I thought they was going to collide with each other. Winnie's gone in a bit deep there, but he's found some momentum there. Good 17th there for Winnie. That's a great start indeed there. And I must say that's very well behaved indeed that Kiki leads Hinks. Dr. True Potts and followed by Donovan Dunn. This turn 22 and 23 chicane. That is where the penalties may come into play here because when you run right around there, you're going to get a lot of warnings, and so you've got to be careful around here. Brooksy on the outside of Winnie then. He's got just so much more pace at the moment to the McLaren driver, the championship leader on the outside. Winnie has to yield then. He does yield then. Brooksy up 7 positions already. A fantastic start then. Kiki 8/10 or 2nd in front of Hinks already. Of course, he is on the medium tyres at the moment. There's a different of tyres strategy at the top of the field then. Well, a good start indeed then as cars are defending from FIFA Beefy in 10th position then as we've got Styles and fighting with Duncan Dave at the moment for the battle for 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th position. By the way, if you just joined us, and Serious Mushroom is Milky Mushroom here tonight, or Milky Damper. Kiki has it's Jay Hinks off the circuit, and that's a big mistake then. And is he going to be able to keep the position? He does keep the position, but he's lost 2 seconds there from that because he was actually gaining. He had an incredible first opening couple of corners on that sector, but that was a nightmare for Kiki, losing an abundance amount of time there. And Dr. Truepots then, who is not going to be feeling too chargeable, I don't think. I'm really pushing the edge of Jay Hings then. As of course, Dr. Truepots said, we'll soon find out. And goodness me, and Slayer's in trouble because Slayer's lost out. And where's Kaz? Kaz is also sniffing around as well. There he is in the Alfa Romeo. Kaz on the soft tires. Brooksy up into 10 positions. He's already in the top 10. He's passed FIFA Beefy as well. Good gracious me. I gotta say, gentlemen, that is absolutely exquisite behaviour indeed. Then that is superb. Gosh, we got a bit of FIFA Beefy getting very defensive. So Brooksy on the outside of Kaz. Has he done it? No, because Kaz had tried to fight back on the inside, but no. Brooksy has flown through the field. He is absolutely flying up there. Slayer's in the pit, so Slayer, there's some problems there for the Ferrari. And a nightmare for Slayer then. And is it coming down into turn one? Can Kaz have a look? He does, but nothing more than that. FIFA Beefy up the inside as passes Winnie. FIFA is in 10th position now. Who's on the outside? Marsky on soft tires. I like Brooksy. Also coming through the field as well nicely. Then these soft tires and doing a great job. The tire dig around here is very minimal. So I think that's why some drivers have chosen the soft tires. The soft tires are working beautifully. Kiki, oh no, the race leader is off the circuit. I'm just in the same spot as where Hings went off just a lap or two ago. Is there damage for... Oh, it's a whole wing gone there for the Alpine driver. Kiki, goodness gracious me. He was out of DRS range. He was out of DRS range, so he had the perfect start. And with the pressure was off for Kiki, it was, much as it can be at this stage there. But Kiki, that is a nightmare for Kiki. Yellow flag then is for Kiki, I believe, as Smithy Almighty has just dropped down the order because Dynamo Dan is through. But Smithy Almighty, oh my goodness me, I didn't remember that these two might still be a bit hard on the collar after what happened in Belgium. Now it's Smithy Almighty DRS and Dr. Truepots taking the lead then. Truepots leads. Jay Hings in second position there. Smithy Almighty now in third position with Dynamo Dan and Rocket Lee third, fourth and fifth position. Then we got Sick as Mug. Then we got Brooks up in the seventh position there. Oh my goodness gracious me then. And now we've got FIFA and Winnie also fighting for position as well. What an incredible start to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Brooksy now up into sixth position. He is flying through the field, Brooksy is. My goodness gracious me. Knowlesy, everyone made it through lap one. That's already the best this round. I think that this has been the best 4 laps we have seen in any of the championships there. Really good stuff indeed there for Bronze. I reckon that far threatening everyone. It's kind of worked, hasn't it? Very fantastic stuff indeed. He can't keep doing it. Has too much pace to make these mistakes. Ted Tango is saying that Ted Tango is furious with Kiki. Is the Kiki 2 seconds in front now? I was as Stars has passed Vintage at number 213 position there. Kiki coming out the pits on medium tires there. Oh goodness me, this circuit's tough, isn't it? Do you think I'm being a bit lenient on Kiki? He had the 2-second advantage, didn't he, over Truepots and Jay Hings? He had the softer tire, of course, there, but still, I thought that he got out of the DRS. He could have just controlled the pace from here on in. But Kiki has had issues. We do not know what those issues were. Was there a technical failure in the car, or was it Kiki having a failure in of himself? And potentially, we do not know. But Kiki, that's a horror show there for Kiki, who wanted to get himself back in this championship hunt. Then Rocket Lee up into fourth now. Dynamo Dan has now lost 2 positions in the last couple of laps or so, but Dynamo Dan's not having any bit. Jay Hinks is very close to the back of Dr. Truepots as someone is weaving left and right there. Who is that? That was Kaz and Marsky, I think. That the 2 Alfa Romeo teammates and get to the very I wonder if Kaz was letting Marsky go there, potentially down to turn one. We only seen the long shot of that, didn't we? But at the moment there is Truepots got a 3-second penalty. That's not ideal for Truepots, isn't there? Goodness gracious me. Of course, we've seen a couple of issues there. We've seen a couple of issues for Dr. Truepots last season, but he now leads with Hings in second position. Smith and Marty 5 tenths a second out of DRS. Dynamo Dan is out of DRS range as well. Duncan Dave, when he's off the circuit there, they're all struggling at that final part there at turn 10 and 11, I believe that is. And Winnie dropping down to 11th position there. Here comes Milky Mushroom now in at 14th position, by the way. Of course, Mushroom has stolen someone else's. Mushroom's had been a naughty Mushroom now and has been banned on his other PlayStation. into the cab, which is why he's using Milky Tamper. I think that's one of the reasons. Anyway, I look at this battle at the front. There's less than 2 tenths of a second between the top two. Remember, Dr. True Potts is a reserve driver tonight there, but Dr. True Potts doesn't care. He's taking points off in the championship leader. He doesn't care at all. Dr. True Potts doesn't. True Potts is more concerned about his own career in Grand Prix racing. He doesn't care that he's taken points off of Jay Hings. He might be happy for the Haas team as well, I suppose, but I think he's more concerned about his own image. But Jay Hings retakes the lead on lap 6 here. DRS wide open, and we have got an almighty battle here. Between, I was actually looking at these two here, and now as Kaz has lost out, and his own soft tire starting to go for Kaz then. The other soft runners are still doing all right. Brooksley's charge for the field has started to wait a bit. It's a contact in turn 1. If I was, it was minute contact there, because Kaz is still in 11th position now. Good stuff indeed that Winnie's in the pits there, so the Williams driver has come in, so there must have been damage there on the Williams car. Look at the top though. Oh no! Daniel Dan is also having issues there, and it is at sector 1 then. These cars are having some issues in Sector 1. Kiki has set the fast on the racer, but once again in Sector 1, Camera Racer, I feel for Kiki. Camera damage there for Dynamo Dan then in the Aston Martin. I feel for Dynamo Dan as well. As we mentioned then, Dynamo Dan started to really, as Jay Hinks absolutely blasted off into the scenery. Goodness me, he's 1.5 seconds in front of everyone else, but Smithy is having none of it there and flies past the Dr. True Potts. Up into second position now, Smithy does. Smithy's back in the ball game after he went a bit anomalous in the Bahrain race. Could have technical groundness on the McLaren Mercedes, but Dr. True Potts having none of it. Then comes back on the outside, retakes the position. Rocket Lee also got a point to prove as well in that second Ferrari. And then back into second position now comes True Potts. So Smithy third. Fourth is Rocket Lee. I'm sweating already. That's not ideal, as I didn't want to have a shower tonight then, because I'm a dirty so-and-so. Into the final turn, Dynamo Dan will be in the pits. He's on hard tires as well. Vintomarski, thought better of it there, because Dynamo Dan will be branching off to the left-hand side there. And FIFA Beefy, as I think Dynamo Dan has helped his teammate here. Good Aston Martin tactics there, potentially, for the mean green fighter machine there. But Marski is not yielding now. But look at that, though. FIFA Beefy, so much more performance out of turn 2. Takes the position there. Up into 8th, up into 7th. Marski down to 8th. Dynamo Dan is also on the hunt as well. Hungry Stars up into 10th position there. Dynamo Dan then got a new nose cone there, new medium tires as well there. And here comes Kiki, absolutely flying out there, more sub fast up there for Kiki, trying to recover after the issues earlier on this race there. Back at the front then, and back in front, Dodge True Potts there, being a 4 on the side of the McLaren team. Have I got a chance to look down and read at the comments there? Because I've got Ted Tango comment, Dodge True Potts skating off the circuit there. What have we got then? As we've seen in real life with Perez, if you want to be championship challenger, you can't allow the majority of your races to be a recovery drive then, is Ted Tango. And to be fair, he's absolutely right, isn't he? Because we've all been jumping on the bandwagon about Perez needs to do better, and potentially does Kiki need to do better as well, potentially this season. He has been involved in some instances. It was not his fault then in Belgium as well. Remember Belgium, where the weather just went absolutely against Kiki. But tonight, potential unforced error there for the potential championship contender on the outside goes Duncan Dave. Fever BP stays on the inside. They're back on board with Duncan Dave. Duncan Dave got a podium earlier on this season. He's started off this season brightly. Duncan Dave has. Can he get some consistency in the repertoire now? He's up in the 7th position. Marski is in 8th position. He doesn't want to be caught in that battle for too long, because he's now up the inside. Yes. Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy there. Duncan Dave's going to have to get the elbows out. Oh, Marski's on the wrong part of the circuit there. I would hate to be on that part of the circuit, as that does never seem to end well. There's a FIFA trying to go on the outside now, and Hungry Styles is now all over the gearbox. Hungry Styles is hungry there for that 9th position, and hungry for some beef as well in front of him. Oh, gosh, oh dear, I've had too much refrigerators. Nosy thinks I've gone soft, and goodness gracious me. To be honest, I think I've mellowed in my old age, haven't I? Back at the front, Smithy's having his 2nd position there. So that's what Smithy needs, but he has got DRS. He has going to have to defend DRS now from Dr. True Potts, but True Potts is struggling. Is there a problem for True Potts? Has he got damage then on that Haas car? Let's take a look. It doesn't look like it, but maybe there's something else going on in that Haas car, which we cannot see from the offset there. But oh, he's gone wide wide. Yellow flags. Styles. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. And, oh, that's coming out of the first of the couple of kinks there, isn't he? Styles struggling to get it into the reverse there. On the outside, Rocket Lee on a podium now. But Dr. True Pot's on the inside. Oh, contact with the wall. More contact then. And I'm hoping the Ferrari hasn't got damage there. And Brooksy, look, there he is. He's in 5th position now. Oh, my word. Across the line there. And Brooks is in the pits then. Lap 9 of this Grand Prix. So Rocket Lee and with Dr. Trupot saying getting very familiar with each other there, weren't they? We're not sure what happened then with Hungry Styles there, but Styles was on course for a very good result. Then we're only on lap 9, but this race of course flies by, this one doesn't it? With no safety cars or VSCs, and this race could be quite a quick one, which is fantastic for me because I might even treat myself to a bath. Coming out of the pits now does become Brooksy. Got to stay on the other side of the white line. Beautifully done there for Brooksy. That's one thing I used to be really good at is staying on the good side of the white line in the pits there. That's the only thing I was ever good at as a racing driver. Ted Tango, Brooksy's being only 4 seconds off the lead after 8 laps, starting at the rear. The grid is very impressive. Ted Tango saying, of course, a statement of intent there from Brooksy. He's coming to the pits now, throwing the hard tyres. The tyres will be a bit older than the rest of his competitors at the end of the race, but now he's going for the undercut here. We'll find out how powerful the undercut is, because I must say I can't remember much about Sunday and Monday. Well, I'm not sure if standard strategy was really anything going anyone's way on Sunday. Goodness gracious me, Nosey will take my beef. Oh goodness gracious me. I love some beef right now as well. There is a lot of beef on me as well, so take as much as you want, Nosey. It might help me as well in the old waistline department. So we've got Duncan Dave defending from Marsky, and there is Milky Mushroom, or Serious Damper, out of the final turn, and now up into 8th position. Slair's got a 3-second penalty, not going to help the second Ferrari driver. It looks like that once again Ferrari seems to be hit win or bust, and don't they, where they have one car doing really well and the other car struggling in the back of the field. Then Slair had to come to the pits earlier on then, and fortunately then for Slair, Kiki has passed Scooby Stew. Scooby Stew's got damage, and into the pits comes the Mercedes driver then, unfortunately there from 14th position. Still, Jay Hings there is going to be fairly happy with this race so far then, as in first position there with Siri. Now all of a sudden Dr. True Potts, now he is eyes forward as Pan, I think it was, is that the name of the F1 Academy winner on Sunday or Saturday? Pan there, of course, they kept saying eyes forward, didn't they? Which is really good stuff indeed there. Great stuff to see the Women's Academy on Sky Sports F1. Really enjoyed the race as well, actually. Unfortunately, though, for, is it Pin? I know it's spelled Pin, but I think in it Pan or something like that. The young French driver, great stuff indeed, but unfortunately, she got her win taken off her, and Abby Pullen got the win. Now up into second position goes True Potts at lap 10, and True Potts back up into second position now. Lovely jubbly indeed, but True Potts does have a penalty, lap 10 of this race there, and I must say, this race has been absolutely fantastic so far, hasn't it? We've had a couple of gremlins here and there, but I gotta say, take heed, everyone else. Pin lost the race for keeping going after the checkered flag. Knowles here saying that. So Knowles has been watching the F1 Academy. Good stuff indeed. That I was watching it, but obviously my brain just can't compute. Into the pits comes Marsky. On the inside goes Milky Mushroom. Going wide though is FIFA Beefy. Now has Mushroom got the purchase on those tyres? Not quite. And unfortunately Milky Mushroom down in 8th position at the moment. Kiki is through and up into 11th position. Donovan Dan is now in 12th, and Marsky is on the medium tyres. And it looks like the Alfa Romeos are coming together. And hopefully that hasn't set the apple cart. Oh! Who was that? That was True Potts in the wall. I think True Potts is okay, but that is surely going to be damage on the... Oh, and also Smithy Almighty giving a glance and blow to the wall as well. Oh, My goodness. Would say it was unfortunate if it wasn't so dangerous what she did. Ted Tango is saying, yeah, I mean, after the checkered flags, marshals are out on circuit, and they, of course, doing the end of race, end of race, end of race coronation. Oh my gosh! And then Smithy Almighty on the outside passes Dr. Truepots. Gentlemen, please. I was trying to tell a story. Out of the final turn there comes Smithy Almighty. Great racing, by the way, absolutely fantastic. Truepots in the pits, and I do think the Truepots must have a bit of damage there. Lap 12 out of 25 then, so we're about half distance now. So is that the perfect time to come to the pits? Go on the hard tyres then, potentially for Truepots. Let's say we'll keep an eye on that, on Truepots then. But what has these drivers got in front of us now? So can they catch Jay Hings? Jay Hings, I think, is on the better tyre now. Truepots has gone onto the hards. So Truepots has gone to the hards. Winnie is on the soft tyres. Slayer has gone onto the hard tyres. Marsky has gone onto the medium tyres there. So that is the tyres at the moment. Brooksy, remember, Brooksy started on the soft tyres on 17th position, up into 8th position above there. Brooksy is there. And my God, a gosh there for Brooksy. I must say, he wants that driver today, doesn't he? Good stuff indeed then. As accelerating out of turn 13, I think now it is there. Dodge Truepots, that's another 6-second penalty for Truepots. That is not ideal at all then. This week, can't see how Brooksy wouldn't have an undercut. Ted Tango saying that Brooksy is looking in fine Vettel indeed then. There is the gaps to the leader then. Brooksy's only 22 seconds. And look at that, he's gaining on Hings as well. 22.7 seconds. This is quite a short pit lane around here because you're at full throttle for 80% of the time. It's 80 to 85% of the lap there, which is redonkulous to me. I think that potentially Brooksy could nab this lead here then. We're just watching Rocket Lee then go on the inside, not quite, but Jay Hings will be on the faster tyre at the end of this race there. Whether it's the medium or the soft tyres remains to be seen there. Whilst Dodge Truepots is throwing up into ninth there, passes Vintage there, and Smithy's in the pits there, so the McLaren Mercedes team are out ready for Smithy. Now, can Smithy get on the podium here then? I must say, it's, at the moment it looks quite rosy, but I do think it's going to be a tough ass. So McLaren and the Papaya McLaren, hard tyres off for Smithy, about half distance there, absolute slam dunk, one-stop penalty. One-stop race. So Smithfield might be coming on the pits now. Where is he? Look, Brooks is already through then. Ted Tango right on the money. That's why we're paying the big dollars. 21 seconds, I believe, that is the magic number. Ted Tango is saying, I've got to screenshot that for next season. Contact! But between Smithy and Vintage, that is a 20-second penalty for Smithy. Shocking behaviour indeed. And of course, you can't touch Vintage because Vintage is the goat of ALR. He is in ninth position. It's got nothing to do with the fact he is paying for my chocolate for Easter. But down to ninth goes Vintage now. To be fair, Dr. Truepots has gone in the wall again and really struggling now. I wonder what's happened with Dr. Truepots. It's a VSC. What has happened out there? Is that debris, do you think, then, from, or is that something else gone on then? Have I missed something again, have I? Oh, my word. I thought it was bad on Sunday, to be fair, because I got to say, watching the race back on Sunday, I was like, blimey, Sean, sort your life out. I missed a lot of stuff happening on Sunday. But VSC's out at the moment there. I didn't see any debris come off of Dr. Truepots' car. That was the first car, I assume, that had the issues there. Is this Jay Hings' perfect... Is that Ferrari got to... It's Rocket Lee! Oh no! Rocket Lee, who has been superb so far, has got wing damage there. Jay Hings in the pits head, so surely it is going to be the medium tyres. And this is a nightmare for Brooksy, because as Ted Tango has said, then 21 is the magic number. And I don't think Brooksy... Look, Brooksy's coming out the final turn now. That DR's been enabled then. It's going to be very close indeed then. Look, where is the race leader? Jay Hings there is still on the pit lane limiter. Still the pit lane limiter. Brooksy's through, and he takes the lead, does he? No, because Hings, there he is. That VSC has helped Jay Hings there, and Brooksy is going to be furious with that, isn't he? Because that has really helped Jay Hings recapture the lead of this Grand Prix. Well, technically, he didn't lose it, did he? But, oh my golly gosh, Kiki now can do some position. Good recovery drive from Kiki here. Rocket Lee coming out of the pits. That is such a shame there for Rocket Lee. He is still on course, so for his best result of his career in 7th position there. But I think that Brooksy is going to be cursing his luck there, as Duncan Dave there eases on the throttle. That is not Duncan's day's race. That is why he let him through. That's why Doug Davis went through. Duncan Davis on course for a good result today, and yes, so that's the main reason why. To be fair, was Steinman Dad doing well? He's now only a couple of tenths away from vintage. Just trying to catch on the Mercedes driver now. Lap 14. Oh goodness me, we had a couple of penalties come through now. I didn't see. That's a glancing blow for Diamond Dad. That's how tough this circuit is. You've got to go around this circuit 25 times and basically kissing the barrier, kissing the Armco barrier. You've got to be so close to the barriers, don't you? If you want to get the magic lap, if you want to be on the pace there, this corner here scares the absolute living daylights out of me. I just can't do it at all. I always either crash or go wide to get a penalty. But these drivers have done a superb job. Sickers is in the pits now. So with Sickers in the pits, and whilst got a bit of a low proceeding, said, here is Sickers been a bit of the doldrums as of late, hasn't Sickers but good race so far. Is that soft tires I see? It is, you know. So Sigismund there is going to be lightning in a bottle then as he comes out of the pit lane now. Where is Sigismund going to come out? He's going to be out just in front of this battle between Marsky and Rocket Lee. There they go. And Rocket Lee then has the pace that he can recover to a point scoring position, I believe Rocket Lee has. But it could have been a bit more, couldn't it? So what is everyone doing then? So Jay Hings is on medium tires and is now going to be gapping Brooksy. Brooksy may have to settle for second here. Third position is Duncan Dave Smithy in a superb fourth, but he might have to repel the attack of Kiki. But Kiki, I'm sure, it's those medium tires going to get to the end. The tyre wear is non-existent around here, but I don't think those medium tires are going to get to the end. Kiki may have to make another stop down in fifth position at the moment. Sixth position is Dynamo Dan. Yellow flag for someone. What has happened? Have I missed it? I think I've missed it there. It might have been Vintage there recovering, or Dynamo Dan recovering there. But anyway, then nonetheless, and still near VSC so far. It's been a very clean race, hasn't it? Six Muck there is absolutely flying at the moment. Look at the Haas driver go. Rocket Lee just sitting in the background there. Dr. True Potts up into 13th position. Dr. True Potts. His Winnie has got past Scooby Stew and up into 15th position there. There's a lot of really mature driving out there at the moment, which is why I'm not allowed in bronze because I'm anything but mature. Really, an 18 car still running this race. And anything can happen. We're on lap 16. Duncan Davis in the pits. I thought Smith is in the pits. And we'll look at this. And another great battle here between Marsky and Rocket Lee. Rocket Lee on the hard tires here, but Marsky is on the medium. So Marsky's got a tire advantage at the moment. He takes it at 9th position there. Diamond Dan back in the pit. So Diamond Dan had the issue down in turn 13 hairpin. Diamond Dan's incredible race at the beginning there is kind of coming off the rails at the moment. Aston Martin are in the pit side, changing the nose cone for Diamond Dan, and what a shame, but he is on fresh mediums now. Diamond Dan is. Let's see how this transpires then towards the end of the Grand Prix. Sickers Mutt there all over the gearbox of Vintage said no overtaking through this part of the race, not because they're not allowed, but because his one is follow the leader. But now then Sickers Muck will have a good run and out of turn 11 now. Will he have a look into 13? Not quite. Look at the background. Rocket Lee up the inside there. Vintage has not got the purchase or the traction, so Sickers Muck up in 5th position and takes that 5th. Where can Sickers Muck go from here on in then? He's got 10 laps there on those soft tyres. Still time for a safety car. 10 Tango saying there's 10 Tango wanting some action there in this race then. Well, maybe I'm tempting fate there by saying how well these drivers are doing then. Which, to be honest, there, Farf will probably be absolutely slapping the screen, I presume, then, because he was probably very unhappy at me saying anything. So we're going to keep it. We'll keep it as we are. Great racing. Marsky on the outside passes Rocket Lee and up into 7th position. Marsky goes in. This battle, I think, is going to be going on till the end. Kiki has come into the pits. I think that'll be soft tires going on the Alpine machine. Into the pits. Who's that? That's Vintage in the pits as well. Done a great job, Vintage has on the hard tires. Can Vintage go to softs as well, then, potentially to the end of the race? Let's see what Kiki is doing. Kiki has gone soft, then. So Kiki has gone to soft tires now. Vintage also in the pits. Well, he hasn't stopped on his marks just yet. Soft tires as well for Vintage. Those two drivers are going to be quicker than a hiccup here. Up into 5th, there goes Rocket Lee. Rocket Lee, even with a wing change there, albeit he probably didn't lose as much time as what would have been if it was not under a VSC, is still in a good position position here. A very good position as well, Rocket Leah. Farf is going to have a very tough time choosing 4 drivers, or 3 or 4 drivers for driver of the day here tonight, because there have been some outstanding performances. Ooh, Jay Hings, Brooksy, Smithy Almighty, Sick as Smoke, Rocket Lee, Marsky, Cirrus Mushroom, or Milky Damper of just 7 of the drivers that could be in for driver of the day, but unfortunately for Farf, he's only got 4 drivers to choose from. And here comes the Milky Man now, and on board with AlphaTari. He is in a DRS range. I think he is, because he's got the slipstream Cirrus Mushroom has there, and he is gaining on Marsky. VSC, what has occurred? Oh, goodness me, and something has gone majorly wrong for someone, but who is the victim here? Oh, no, it's Scooby Stew. Nose cone gone now, and another VSC. Oh, it almost crashed into the barrier there. Debris on circuit there for Scooby Stew. Damage to the front nose cone, and at the moment, I don't think anyone is in a position to take advantage of this VSC, so I think it might be as you were, which is a good opportunity to take stock then. Oh, Marsky is taking advantage actually there. Goodness gracious me, he comes into the pits after the Alfa Romeo team. Jay Hings leads the way by 5.5 seconds. Second and third, Brooksy and Smith and Whitey, they are, it was the Haas team that I thought was team of the season so far, albeit in the very early stages, but the McLaren machine in bronze have been superb. Second and third, there for Brooksy and Smithy going extendedly in the Constructors' Championship. Sinker's Muck in 4th position, Rocket Lee, superb drive in 5th position there, got everything crossed for Rocket Lee. Cirrus Mushroom in 6th position, or Milky Damper, Cirrus Mushroom on a different account tonight. FIFA Beefy in 7th third, Marsky's out in 12th. 8th position is Duncan Dave. Dr. True Potts has got a lot of pounds in 9th lane. Kiki in 10th position. Still Scooby Stew, 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. We're back racing now then. So Dr. True Potts does have at least 6 seconds of penalties, maybe more. I can't remember. Duncan Davis now will catch into the back of FIFA Beefy here. Vintage is also just behind Marsky, but Marsky might be looking forward rather than backwards. But let's see then what Vintage can do. Vintage will be in DRS range, and I think Marsky's going to really get his toe down to keep in front of Vintage in the battle for 13th. No retirement so far. Lap 18 out of 25 here. Of course, in the coming days, ALR will be going off to Abu Dhabi then, as our tour of this part of the world there continues. Abu Dhabi then round, whoa, Duncan Dave on the outside. Round 9 is it, or 10 there, goodness me. Is that we, of course, we have lost a race, and Mexico is no longer part of the calendar for the, so we're down to 17 races, which would be the shortest calendar in ALR Formula 1 history. Of course, with just 17 then, which back in the good old days, it used to be 16 or 17 races as a standard calendar when I first started watching it, when we had black and white TV. Ted Tango. If I was Brooksy, I would have stuck a set of soft tyres on then. I think he would have had to. I think he would have got back up to P2 as well. Brooksy then. Yeah, I think I'm wondering now if Brooksy might be happy with this position then. And look at Dr. True Potts all over the back of FIFA Beefy here. Dr. True Potts has had the pace then, but unfortunately he's got a lot of penalties then, and also has had to have an extra stop or two because of damage to the car. I wonder if Brooksy might be kind of just. Counting his losses, so to speak, there, with a great result there in Saudi Arabia to come from almost the back of the field. Wow! And more FIFA Beefy and Dr. True Potts are getting very cozy with each other. And, oh, goodness me. Well, safety car, that's why Dr. True Potts has not got a full-time drive, I would say. Safety car now, so this has really put a cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it? Driver Day has come out, but as much as I was going to vote, Smithy, Brooksy, Mushroom and Duncan Dave there, I think that at the moment there, it would be Brooksy, but this has really thrown at this one up in the air, hasn't there? So Jay Hings in the pits, Brooksy coming into the pits as well, and Smithy Almighty, and Sick as Mug as well, and so it's going to be this our first safety car of the night, and coming out of the pits now comes Jay Hings. This is not a curveball that Jay Hings wanted. Smithy Almighty, is he going to lose a position here as he comes out of the pits now? I think he should be out in front of Sick as Mug, who's in the pits. Well, Duncan Dave has rolled the dice and stayed out in third position, so his soft tires should get to the end, but they're going to be, they might be a little past their sell-by date then, as Marsky is now up into 7th position now. But this Kiki, look at that, Kiki now up into 4th position. This is it's a Rocket Lee and Vintage contact there at the edge of turn 2 and 3. And just as everyone's coming out of the pits now, we got Slayer saying, great, everyone gets new tires. I can't go for fastest up there for Slayer. Hopefully Slayer, though, well, it depends on your point of view. If you're a Ferrari fan, hopefully Slayer, if there's some action, you might be able to get some points here, potentially. Don Madonna is in at 12th position now, right behind his teammate Kaz in 13th, Winnie 14th, Slayer and Scooby Stew in 15th, 16th is Slayer and Styles in 17th, Dr. True Potts, the owner retirement. Can't wait till this is over there, so Slayer has not really had the best of time in this one. As just now on board with Slayer then, who has stayed out at the moment. So safety car out then. So this is the first safety car I've had in the race. And remember, Driver of the Day poll is out, but I would refrain from voting at the moment then. Anyone's race now, and we should get DRS then. And it should get DRS then. So just on board now with Jay Hings there as he is right behind the safety car. I got 12 seconds, no penalty. I got 12 seconds and no points for Slayer there. We've also got Dr. True Potts is laying the blame of the incident at FIFA Beefy's footsteps. They're only seen it once there, but it was getting a bit hair and scare, wasn't it, potentially? But I'm wondering if that could have been avoided. But that's just my opinion. Sorry, that was a really long pause there. I was trying to find my bottle of squash, which I put on an extra tight top tonight because I think I kicked over my squash last week, which wasn't very good. I've still got a big old stain on my carpet as well, which is never nice. And it actually doesn't look very good either. Goodness me, it looks like something out of Breaking Bad. Anyway, nothing about that. Goodness me. Right, lap 21 of the safety car. So, yeah, I think that we're going to have a bit of a contention. So, a bit of a controversy in this race between Dr. True Potts and FIFA Beefy. I did put the blame squarely at FIFA's. Sorry, Dr. True Potts' feet there, but maybe, but of course, luckily I'm not a steward, and that's something which Farf is going to have to sort out, or some of his driver stewards there, who's going to have to sort out the controversy there for Farf there. And more additional work for Farf is always good from one point of view. Into the pits. Okay, Jake. Most people have penalties as well, or most people will get will have an action-packed end. Then I think is what Ted Tango is trying to say there, because it is going to be action indeed. Then it certainly is. Well, let's take a look at this. So yeah, 8 seconds for Scuba Stew and 12 seconds for Slayer. So unfortunate then. To be honest, this race is a street circuit, but as I've already mentioned then, if you clip the inside of any of these blind chicanes that you go off, and you just get a penalty, don't you, if you keep doing it multiple times then. Everyone is now caught to the crocodile, apart from, well, Styles is just flying out there now, and so is Slayer, and hopefully Styles will be able to catch up there. We're on board with Slayer. I was hoping that, unless Slayer hasn't got any more soft tyres on the in the pit stop there, he could have come in and thrown a set of softs on, and maybe try something. Yeah, he does have tricycle penalties, but anything can happen. Remember last night in Silver, Mumford came out of nowhere and got a second position there. So yes, this is not over till it's over. Slayer saying it's going to be a mad end. It certainly is indeed then. Safety car is still up on it looks, and so we're not going green just yet then. And I must admit, this is one part about the safety car, as I just love this part now, as you can see that. And wow, I must say, this is going to get very interesting indeed. Jay Hings has had this race under control since that VSC. Has all of a sudden now got a race on his hand to the checkered flag. Jay Hings is going to retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship as it stands. But Brooksy, I don't think is going to allow that. Brooksy's on a high. We were saying that Brooksy might be happy just to set up a second in this race there. Count his losses with a brilliant drive. Count his losses there. I'm saying that as he has been on the back foot. He's had a great drive, Brooksy has. Had a great drive indeed there. Now Slayer is on the soft tyres. So is Scooby Stew as well. So good stuff for those two drivers. And they're coming on now. Scuba Stew getting service there. So is the Ferrari of Slayer coming out of the onto the circuit now. But Brooksy, with riding high, with the momentum behind him, Do you think that Brooks is going to go for it? I think that's really, I don't know. I don't know. I think that it's going to be a tough one, isn't there? This is 18 points gain there potential for Brooks. He will lead will lose the championship lead then. But we go into Abu Dhabi next week. Then of course this is a shorter season. Then of course we've only got 8 rounds to go after this. So we've really got to strike now whilst the iron's hot. Then Duncan Dave in third position with Kiki in fourth. So basically those two potentially could be mobile chicanes here because they're on the used. They're on soft tyres that has had a couple more laps on there. So those two drivers could potentially become mobile chicanes there. DRS, we may not get DRS actually, might get the last lap potentially. Smithy Almighty in fifth position, an uncomfortable podium, he's going to have to work for that now, and with Sick as Monk very much chomping at his heels as well in sixth, and it's anyone's ball game now. Marsky in seventh position there on 4-lap old soft tyres, there's Rocket Lee on 2-lap old soft tyres, Vintage on 5-lap old, then it is Milky Mushroom on 2-lap old, then so along with FIFA and Dynamo down 11th and 12th position there, Kaz in 13th there, full winning 4-lap load soft tyres there. Styles on new tyres along with Slayer and Scooby Stew. We're hopefully going green this up. Hope everyone has a good last stint. I'm going to stay back. Listen, no matter what Ted Tango is saying, and Ted Tango is rubbing his hands with glee, I think that I am certainly going to stand back up now. As I was resting my old knees then, as I've since hit a 35 in May, I am certainly starting to feel like an old ginger indeed. Safety car's gone. Here we go. One more time then around Saudi Arabia. It has been a pristine race so far. We've had one incident which has caused a safety car. He had a couple of VSCs as well. When is Jay Higgs going to drop the hammer then? Is he going then? We had some slow safety car starts last night then, which Knowlesy was a big fan of, I'm sure. The final turn then, and we're back racing then. Lap 23 out of 25 then. And look at this as Brooks is going for it. He's all over the gearbox. He's going for it. He's having a look, but no dice down 2-1. And here comes Smithy trying to dive down the inside of Kiki. He's going to go on the outside. He's got more purchase, but that is going. Gaff is going to close there. And now we've got Marsky also all over the back of Stickers Monk as well. So as it stands at the moment, everyone has kept their positions there, and a very calm and calculated start here on board with Kiki, who's had a great recovery drive here, but was leading the race comfortably after a couple laps, but it all went a bit peak Tom. But Kiki is all of a sudden looking at potentially being back on the podium here. But Duncan Dave Harris not having it, but he's going to have to yield. Duncan Davis said it's a good result nonetheless for Duncan Dave. And now Smithy Almighty is also going to try and get past as well on the inside there. That is going to be, oh my gosh, how cool as a cucumber. Duncan Davis going to run wide, and that is going to allow Sick as Monk through here. Sick as Monk there has not got DRS just yet, and DRS is not available. And I don't think it'll be available until the end of the race then. And now we've got Marskool of the gearbox, where Rocket Lee is also involved then. It's a very fast 22 and 23. And look at how much Marsky is so much more comfortable in the braking at 22 and 23. But Sick as Monk there, absolutely perfect slingshot there. Jay Brooksy has taken the lead, and Brooksy has gone from 17th to lead the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. And Rocket Lee has gone past Marsky as well. On the outside, we've got the two Aston Martins fighting side by side. Brooksy is also starting the fast side of the race, and Brooksy is an absolute machine tonight. Here comes Sick as Monk, here comes Marsky, and what about Duncan Dave also in the facility as well, down into turn 1 here. It's all or nothing now for these drivers for points then. Points means prizes in the championship there. And goodness me, no quarter asked, no quarter given in this one there. Sick as Monk is going to have to break, he's going to have to get out of it. Sick as Monk in 7th position, Rocket Lee in 8th, Sarah Smusher in 9th, FIFA Beef in 10th position, Vintage has lost out. Back to this battle here, and goodness me, Brooksy is absolutely just flown off 4/10 of a second at the moment. Jay Hings is going to be feeling very disappointed that Kaz has got a 3-second penalty and yellow flag set as Winnie has dropped down to last position there. Unfortunate for Winnie and Kaz, and Scooby Stew also fights as well. I don't know where to look. Let's go back to this front here. Tango saying that this is incredibly close. It really is. And here comes Sick as Monk. Sick as Monk is struggling out there at the moment. Now Rocket Lee, he can very much see that Sick as Monk is struggling because he's all over the gearbox now. So it's almost 10 for a second as they go into 22 and 23 for the 24th hour. 25. Sick as Monk's off. Sick as Monk's off into the wall. Serious Westham's going to take evasive action there. Sick as Monk there almost came on very much in the front there. And Smithfield March is now in a fair position. Oh my goodness gracious me. And now we got another drag racer. That's AlphaTauri has run out of battery. And Sega's Mike down into 9 pair. FIFA Beefy 10 Vintage is on the cusp for some points as well. Jay Hings, what has he got what has he got? He's got still not enough there. DRS has now been enabled. He's got one lap. Jay Hings has to regain the lead of this Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. And on the outside goes a Marsky, Archie Bargy there. Rocket League could go up and under here, not quite there. As unfortunately Marsky and Duncan Dave was getting a bit elbows out there, weren't they? But at the moment, it looks like they have sorted out their quarrel at the moment. This lap is going to be crucial to break DRS. Ted Tango is saying, and through the slalom section of the opening section, Winnie's got no wing, unfortunately. Brooksy 2 or 4 tenths of a second at the moment there. My goodness gracious me, the Slayer. Nope. Smith. Who am I talking about? Sirius Mushroom. Who's currently at ninth position there, very close to the back of Sigma, who somehow got back through. Here's Jay Hings. Here is Jay Hings. DRS is on the money then. This is going to be very much then a fight to the line then. Smithy Almighty has got past Kiki. Kiki is off the podium here, believe not DRS set, but Kiki I don't think he's got the tyres then. He hasn't got past in the first DRS set. He'll be the second one here now. Brooksy and Jay Hings are going for it. Jay Hings has retaken the lead of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Just one corner to go. And Brooksy, goodness me, has almost won from 17th on the grid there. But it is Jay Hings out of the final turn. And Jay Hings is going to win this incredible Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. What a win for Jay Hings. Brooksy, what a drive there. And McLaren completing a double podium as well with second and third here tonight. Jay Hings, brilliant drive indeed. Brooksy, so close yet so far. That is Jay Hings's second Grand Prix win of the season for himself and the Williams team. That takes his total career Grand Prix wins for Jay Hings. That takes his total career to 4 wins in his career of bronze. Retakes the lead in the driver standings as well. That was the battle for who would be leading the championship going into Abu Dhabi in a week's time here in bronze. Fantastic end to today's proceedings and a jolly good show, I say. A jolly good show indeed. And the trophy has been aloft then for Jay Hings there. And I was actually going to say, before this race here, listen to some of these all-time stats then. For these are all-time points scored. Jay Hings has scored 317 points in his 28 Grand Prix starts. Then we had Smith, not Smithfield White. Then we had Brooksy 299 points in 40 Grand Prix starts, and then Kiki 313 and 41 Grand Prix starts. Them guys are so close in terms of stats of bronze then, and they are all so close in terms of the championship battle as well. But Kiki today, pole position, but only finished 4th. Is that crucial that that could be costly them potentially in the Drivers' Championship? Not happy, but P7 Rocket League gets his best result of his career. Good stuff. The brilliant drive from Brooksy. GG McLaren Slayer saying, great work by Alpha Team. Thanks for the comms, Kaz saying, my pleasure indeed. Knowles also £5 as well for the best Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Hats, hands down. Oh gosh, Jay Hings won the race. Brooksy, Smithfield Mighty, Kiki, Marsky, Duncan, Dave, Rocket Lee, Siggers Muck, Sirius Mushroom at ninth position. Then we had FIFA Beefy, Dynamo Dan, Vintage, Styles, Kaz, Scooby Stew, Winnie, Slayer, Winnie, and Dr. Truepots. The only retirement in this Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Oh, I don't think I've done my sound yet, have I? Hang on a minute. Then we'll talk to the rostrum winners as well, won't we? I've been watching a bit of MotoGP lately, and that's why I keep saying rostrum, which is very annoying at the moment. Anyway, enough about that. I think I've got a full house tonight, have I? Well, I have indeed then. Let's start with the winner and the new championship leader, Jay Hings there. I must say, that looked pretty easy. but it was anything but then the final few laps then. But firstly, talk about the opening stint to that race. And of course, you started on the hard tyres then. What was your thinking beyond that then?
I think just I've been starting hard a lot this season. It's kind of where I feel most comfortable. And just kind of going longer than if I've got to make any time after the pit stop, I'm happy to do so on the fresher kind of medium tyres.
And then, of course, was you concerned about Brooksy going for the undercut then? Or was you even aware about Brooksy starting on the soft tyres and coming through the field? Because he was within that magical 21-second buffer between yourself and overtaking under the pit stops. Was you concerned about Brooksy undercutting you before that VSC came out?
I was aware of Brooksy from the start, knew he was on soft and kind of knew what was happening. And then I wasn't worried about the undercut, but I was aware of it. I felt like it was like going to be like 3, 4, 5 laps after him that I boxed, so I was confident to kind of catch back up if I needed to and overtake. But then, as you say, the virtual safety car came out and kind of basically made it a lonely race for me up until the last couple of laps.
And when that safety car did come out, I bet you was I bet you was quite I bet you was rather chuffed by that. But Brooksy took the lead then with just one lap to go. Then did you think that race was gone, or was you aware about the DRS coming into effect and that was your chance to win?
I think after the safety car came out, yeah, I was a bit annoyed because kind of knew that now I had to fight for it instead of just being able to kind of cruise to victory. But I think my thinking after the safety car restart was don't really use any battery, and then we would kind of sort itself out, whoever's first, whoever's second, and then DRS played a massive part, and I've managed to get the better of Brooks on this occasion just through that DRS and then up to the line. I was a bit worried him getting me, especially I had a little slide out the last corner, but as I said, I just kept that battery high enough so it wasn't an issue.
And you've now retaken the lead in the drivers' championship. But you and Brooksy keep swapping at this stage of the season. Then how what are you going to do? How are you going to be able to stop Brooksy, because he's on an absolutely incredible roll? You beat him to the line today, but from 17th on the grid up to second, and he's just always there, isn't he? So what is your plan then to be able to get the momentum then as we come into the second half of the season?
I think there's nothing I can do about Brooksy. I think he's going to be on the podium 95% of the remaining races. I've just got to make sure that I'm there as well, fighting for wins every race, and then, like today, taking race wins, especially when my kind of rivals make mistakes like he did today in qualifying.
Very good stuff indeed. Well done today. Well done today. The leader of the championship for bronze. Fantastic stuff indeed. Brooksy. Well, you definitely made it hard for yourself. I kind of had a Chris Kamara moment in the comments box because I didn't even realise you was out until someone pointed it in the comments. So what happened in qualifying?
I hit the wall into turn 4. I kind of got a bit greedy on the inside. I said to Jake, when we've done the practice session, I'm going to hit the wall, and I hit the wall. Just one of those ones.
And was you concerned though that once you hit the wall in qualifying, was you concerned about your race and maybe doing it again in the race then, or was you not that worried because because you can get into a groove for the race trim?
I think race was different. I kind of knew I had the pace. Like, I was quite quick. I was just hoping everyone around me was clean, which they were. So it was a good race overall, to be honest.
It was a very good race. I think the one thing that you may be a bit a bit annoyed by, that VSC came at the absolute wrong time because the magical number between getting in the pits and getting back out was like 21 odd seconds there, and you was just under it before the VSC came out. So how annoyed was you when that VSC came out and Jay Hings recapped the lead?
I was a little, but Jake deserved it more, to be fair, the way he controlled the first stint. I knew I was going to get ahead of him if there was in a virtual safety car. It was just, it's a tricky track, isn't it? I nearly spun quite a few times, and obviously I crashed in qualifying. So I think we all done well in the end.
Certainly did. It was a cracking race, and that last safety car. Then, did you think, yes, here's my chance? And of course, you went for it down in turn 1. Then, but this last safety car, I bet you really got your tail up, didn't it?
It did, but I was telling Jake and the party to push straight away after safety car because we knew Kiki was behind. And obviously Smithy's quite quick now. We just wanted to try and pull away from them. And I said to Jake, I'm going to go for it. And obviously Jake won in the end, which is well deserved on his part.
You said Jay did have a DRS towards the end, and it's very how difficult. It was almost not impossible, wasn't it, to defend against Jake in the final lap? Then, was there anything you could have done differently to maybe get this win today?
Qualified, hopefully. I had the pace to get pole, but as you can see, pole was quite vicious with Kiki when he spun out at the start as well, to be honest. So kind of glad I didn't qualify in the end because it was quite fun overtaking. But yeah, if I would have qualified, I might have won. But GG's to everyone.
And I'm going to end on a disappointed note. You have lost the lead in the championship. Is that crucial at this stage of the season? Albeit you and Jake keep swapping positions, but is that crucial from your point of view?
I kind of like it like this now. Like I keep saying in the last 2 interviews, I like hunting. Like more pressure on people is leading really, but there's still quite a lot of races to go. Anything can happen.
And it
So
usually does.
time will tell.
Fantastic, Brooksy. Well done today with a great second position. And driver of the day as well. Superb stuff indeed then. Your teammate got the second highest driver of the day today, which was Smithy. And Smithy, goodness me, you are certainly a quick cookie when you want to be then. After the disappointment that happened in Bahrain, I bet you're happy to be back on the podium.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, after the wheel being disconnected last week, that was good to be able to get back and get back on the podium.
It was, and to be fair, you had a bit of a good tussle then throughout the field. But then when you start to stretch your legs, then you seem to become more in a lonely race mode. At the moment, I would say that your pace is potentially a bit slower than the top three, but a bit quicker than the chase and pack. Then, so how difficult is it to keep your concentration?
Very hard, especially around here. I'd be lying if I said I didn't hit the wall a couple of times, a couple of taps, but yeah, it's very, very hard. And to be fair, I was straight from the get-go. I was expecting a safety car, and Bronze were just, yeah, they brought a whole nother standard tonight. So yeah, that was again without the brakes of the safety cars. Like, it's quite hard to keep your concentration up.
Certainly did, and it got a bit flaky as well. I'm not sure. Was it Dr. True Potts in front of you? Both of you glanced the wall at very almost the same place of the race then, and then there's DRS coming up as well. Was you concerned of seeing the incidents happen in silver and gold? Then was you concerned that you didn't want to be involved in a high speed incident which would cost you a race performance day, or was you confident?
No, I think you're 100% right. I mean, as much as you can be confident going into a race like Saudi with it being such a track that bites back, and obviously DNF's quite high chance. So yeah, coming into it, I was confident, but there was always the chance of like what had happened in silver and gold happening again. But yeah, like I said, it didn't happen because bronze just smashed it out of the park.
Not literally, figuratively.
No,
Fantastic.
not literally.
And when that late safety car came out, you had to do a couple of overtakes to get your podium back. Was you concerned by that with Kiki and I can't remember, was it Duncan Dave who didn't pit then at the end?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was you concerned about not getting that third position back?
Yeah, I was a little bit because I know Kiki is very quick. I know, well, to be fair, so is Duncan Dave on his day as well. So yeah, there was obviously I was again a little bit confident that I had fresher tyres, but towards the end, with only having one lap of DRS, that could have literally gone anyway. So I just thought, do you know what? I'll play it smart. The chances of me getting first or second are probably quite low at that point. So that was a matter of saving my ERS and trying to get in front of Kiki when I could, and then securing the third place in the podium.
And you certainly did. Well done today. Brilliant job by the two McLarens again with another double podium finish then. And of course, Jay Hings retaking the lead in the driver's standing. Superb stuff indeed. Tomorrow night, we're actually having a preview of Saudi Arabia, of Abu Dhabi. So that is going to be a preview of what happens next week when we go to gold, silver, and bronze. And I cannot wait for that then. Knowlesy in the face cam is back. I cannot wait to see that whilst I'm on the bus on the way home. I love it. I don't want to get too excited though in public. But I'll be back on Sunday night then to go through the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix then, of course, with Sam Swift and not getting his not getting a win last time out is going to be certainly back for vengeance, isn't he? What can Pease do? He's there to stir up the pot now, isn't he? And of course, don't forget that Percy and Boxtel wants to really get themselves back in the title fight because Sam Swift now takes the lead. That is gold. Not sure about silver or bronze then. Anything can happen, but I'm going now. Goodbye.